Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of October 23, Wednesday. I'm Riza Diaz. We start off today's rush with President Duterte's three-day visit to Japan cut short. Duterte was just in his first day in the land of the rising sun to attend the formal crowning of Emperor Naruhito when he complained of severe back pain near the pelvic area. The culprit, they say, was the president's recent motorcycle accident at Malacanang grounds. Now,
parang hindi ko matiis yung sa belt banda, mga 3 inches. Medyo masakit talaga. Nag-toothbrush ako kanina pagising ko kasi magkain. Talagang
stopped Duterte from attending the wake of former Senate President and PDP Laban founder Nene Pimentel in Taguig. Duterte refused to be interviewed during his 2-hour visit and only interacted with the family of the late senator. Now, speaking on Duterte or the president's next out-of-town activities, Malacanang says it will depend on whether Duterte's condition gets better ahead of the ASEAN summit in Thailand on November. Palace spokesman Sal Panelo says Duterte is scheduled to see a neurologist today.
Sa kanya naman, sabi niya kanina, it's a question of meaning to say, kung kaya niya pa yung pain, okay lang. Hindi na kaya, di papahinga siya.
The world witnessed the dawn of Japan's Reiwa era, with Emperor Naruhito formally ascending to the throne. Here's the report.
Wearing a traditional burnt orange robe and headdress, Japanese Emperor Naruhito formally proclaimed his ascension to the throne on Tuesday. The centuries-old ceremony, Sokuwi no Rei, was held at the most prestigious room in the palace, the Hall of Pine. The ceremony of ascension saw Emperor Naruhito move inside the Takamikura throne. His wife, Empress Masako, ascended in a separate smaller throne.
Firstly, according to the Constitution of Japan, Imperial Household Law, and Special Law, I now perform the enthronement ceremony and ascend the throne and declare my enthronement to those at home and abroad.
The ceremony was held in the presence of an ancient sword and jewel sacred treasures, symbols of imperial power. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe delivered the congratulatory address.
I am respectfully conveying that His Majesty, the Emperor, on this day and place, have performed the enthronement ceremony and declared this enthronement to those at home and abroad.
This was followed by shouts of Banzai, or Long Live the Emperor. Dignitaries from more than 180 countries attended the enthronement ceremony. The 59-year-old emperor officially began his reign in May. He took over his father, then Emperor Akihito, who abdicated the throne due to poor health. This is the first abdication in the monarchy for more than 200 years. Naruhito is the eldest son of Akihito and natural heir to the throne. The emperor is a historian, water transportation researcher, and environmental activist. As emperor, Naruhito does not have any political powers. The emperor will instead be responsible for ceremonial duties.
It will be nice if the new emperor will be as kind-hearted as the former emperor and stay close to the people.
As he is young and energetic with outstanding leadership, I hope he'll stay to support the people of Japan, which has faced continuous disasters and typhoons.
The enthronement ceremony comes as Japan reels from the effects of Typhoon Hagibis. A celebration parade was postponed out of respect for the victims and their families.
You may want to ask your go-to hospitals on this. Some private hospitals are now threatening to withdraw from the PhilHealth system due to unpaid claims. And this comes as bad timing now for the health department with the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Law just starting. Ria Fernandez has the report.
With unpaid dues worth 2.5 billion pesos, a group of private hospitals says they're likely to pull out from PhilHealth. In their open letter, the Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines, or PHP, says some 600 private hospitals have yet to receive payment from the agency. Some member hospitals also allegedly got a letter from PhilHealth withdrawing their accreditation. This despite the lack of a decision on their cases. But PhilHealth President Ricardo Morales denies this, even describing the alleged dues as a small amount.
There is no basis in this threat by Dr. Jimenez. I think it is an empty claim. The threat, sinasabi niya 2.5 billion. Isang linggo lang na binabayad namin sa benefits yan eh. Hindi malaking amount yan for PhilHealth. In a month, we pay out about 10 to 12 billion.
He adds PHB President Dr. Rustico Jimenez is just making noise as he seeks a post in PhilHealth.
He wants to get attention. Kasi suki ng PhilHealth yan eh. Previous president pa. He always had these engagements, exchanges with the PhilHealth management. Always along these lines, dissatisfaction, incompetence and corruption within the organization. And meron naman talaga. But sana he would not include threatening the public.
Meanwhile, Health Secretary Francisco Duque appeals to private hospitals to reconsider their plan to withdraw. He says it will affect the government's universal healthcare program.
Then we have 98% coverage. In other words, almost all Filipinos covered with PhilHealth. Kung di sila sasama doon, paano sila mabayaran ng PhilHealth? Diba? So, mawawalan ng service ang mga mahihirap natin, mga kababayan na nangangailangan ng serbisyo. Lalo na may sakit. Tatalikuran mo ba may sakit? Palagi ko hindi yata tama yun.
Duque adds it compromises the capacity of tertiary and secondary care under the UHCP. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
From problematic healthcare system, let's talk about poor pension system. A global study shows the Philippines retirement program is among the worst in the world. Marian Enriquez has the details.
Arsenia Gallarte's daily routine involves boiling pig ears for her mini barbecue business in Barangay Pineda in Pasig. Arsenia says this is her family's only source of income. Her husband, now 73, has since retired from driving the tricycle. When Arsenia got sick last February, she had to loan money from a friend. She was compelled to let go of her ATM card, which receives 2,200 pesos monthly from the Social Security system.
Wala nang trabaho yung anak ko. Wala, ihaw-ihaw yung namin pinagkikitaan. Pambayad minsan ng wala, pambayad kuryente, tubig, minsan nangungutang ka pa ng 5-6.
Arsenia's case is but a picture of the measly pension received by Filipino retirees. The country's retirement system is the fourth lowest out of 37 countries in a 2019 Melbourne Mercer Global Pension Index. It has an overall index value of 43.7, ranking lowest in terms of integrity, which considers regulation and governance, protection and communication for members, as well as operating costs. It is also the third lowest in adequacy, which considers the benefits provided to the poor and the design features that enhance the efficacy of the overall retirement income system. On the bright side, the Philippines was included in the top 15 countries with enough sustainability for retirement. The Netherlands topped the list with an index value of 81. It has consistently been on top, if not second, on the best Mercer reports. Harold Tan of Mercer Philippines says the government must consider increasing the minimum level of support for the poorest aged individuals, as well as widening the coverage of employees. The study's author David Knox says policymakers must reflect on the strengths and weaknesses of their retirement systems to ensure stronger long-term outcomes for future retirees. In the Philippines case, it must brace itself for 2032, the time where at least 7% of the total population would already age. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, We Are One News.
Now, here are the biggest stories from the dailies. How are your wallets, folks? The Philippine Star reports that the social weather stations found fewer Filipinos considering themselves poor. Third quarter SWS survey shows 42% of Filipino families, that's more than 10 million households, rate themselves as poor. Still, it's a slight improvement from figures last June. SWS also found that some 7 million families consider themselves as food poor or having food that's pangmahirap. Likewise, the figure was lower than that of 8 million recorded in June. Filipino Star ngayon reports that over 5,000 jobs are waiting for Pinoys in Europe. That's after Slovenia asked for Dole's permission to recruit OFWs to strengthen the workforce. These include nurses, engineers, and truck drivers, among others. Bello vouched for the competitive salary offered by the foreign country, but clarified that the job applications have not yet started. This one from Pangmasa. The number of LGUs that failed to comply with the government's 60-day road clearing order has climbed to 101. The DILG says they've asked the officials of these LGUs to explain, adding that they may face administrative charges for non-compliance. Now, in other news, water concessionaires are set to start implementing rotational service interruptions in Metro Manila and nearby provinces as water level at Angat Dam declines. Shyla Francisco has the report.
As early as Tuesday afternoon, Marcy already notified customers in his laundry shop that there's an impending rotational water interruption. This comes after Manila Water advised residents of Tandangsore in Quezon City that they will have low water pressure to no supply for 10 hours every day.
Ang sinasabi na sa amin nila na i-drop off na lang nila para kami na ang maglalaba ng damit nila. Para naka-ready kami lagi sa tubig. Kabado din kami dahil kasi nakadepende lang kami sa tubig. 10 oras para ang haba naman yun.
All 6.8 million customers of Manila Water will experience supply interruptions for 4 to 10 hours starting Thursday. This will affect a number of cities and towns in Metro Manila and Rizal. The concessionaire explains they're managing supply amid the declining water level in Angat Dam. As of Tuesday morning, the water level is at 186.46 meters. Both Manila Water and Maynilad forecast that it will go down to 182 meters by year-end, far from the 212-meter target to ensure sufficient supply until 2020. They're saying expect interruptions until next year.
Tatagal siya hanggang sa mga susunod na taon. Actually, ang makikita talaga natin, patuloy na bababa yung level ng Angat Dam hanggat wala pang pag-uulan. Yung natitirang tubig sa loob ng Angat Dam, gusto natin na mapahaba siya at makapag-supply sa east zone hanggang susunod na taon. Kasi aasahan pa rin natin na baka walang pag-uulan. So, hindi pa rin mapupunuan ang Angat Dam. So, ngayon pa lang, as early as now, minamanage na natin.
9.8 million Maynilad customers will have to ensure longer cuts in supply, lasting from 6 to 18 hours starting Thursday. Several towns and cities in Metro Manila, Cavite and Bulacan will be affected.
Base ho sa projection, within the next 7 days, hindi na ho uulan sa Ipo. That's enough po para mag-augment ho sa supply para sa Metro Manila. Pangalawa ho, mas marami ho kaming customer. Pagkakasyahin po namin yung tubig namin para ho mapaikot dun sa lahat ng consumers ho namin.
Both water concessionaires advise consumers to store enough water and avoid hoarding to prevent the further decline of the water level in dams. Shyla Francisco, WR1 News.
No shortage of pageant crowns, though, for Philippines with the podium finish of our Miss Globe bet, LerenMaeBautista. The pageant veteran was named second runner-up in the Miss Globe pageant held in Montenegro early Tuesday, Manila time. Alejandra Diaz de Leon of Mexico won the title, while the representative of Trinidad and Tobago was named first runner-up. Binibing Pilipinas Charities congratulated Bautista, saying she is, quote, truly a Filipina worth emulating. Prior to joining Miss Globe, Bautista already won another international title held in Malaysia back in 2015. It looks like Samantha Law has put her passport problem behind as she continues her journey to be the first ever Filipina to be crowned as Miss Grand International. Sam even got into the top 10 contenders for the swimsuit award. The beauty queen also showed grace under pressure after being forced to wear the national costume she used at Binibining Pilipinas earlier this year. That's because her intended costume for the Miss Grand International was among her belongings confiscated in Paris for having a tampered passport. Meanwhile, Grammy Award nominee Chantel will be performing at the Miss Earth Coronation Night this Saturday. Aside from showcasing her singing prowess, the R&B star will also sit as a judge in the competition. Among her hits include Impossible, T-Shirt, and Stuck with Each Other. And that's how today is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.
Leren.